They're watching you. More than 6,000 satellites circle the Earth. Every day, they uncover new mysterious phenomena that defy explanation. The lost terror dome of the ancients.
Oh, wow. It's monumental.
It's an absolutely incredible discovery.
The 13-billion-year-old cipher.
The image seems like it cannot be from Earth.
And the mystery of the stolen warships.
This is deeply troubling to the United States military.
Baffling phenomena. Mysteries from space. What on earth are they? Spring 2022. The province of Aydin in western Turkey. A mountainous region steeped in history. Carrie Alexandra is making her way through these rugged lands, hooked by a mystery revealed from the skies.
There's something really strange going on in these hills, and I can't work out quite what it is.
A drone passing over a remote forested area has captured something unnatural in the landscape below.
This is really perplexing because it's a kind of donut or bagel-shaped structure right in the middle of this grove of trees.
You've got what looks to be a giant horseshoe rising out of the ground. It has to be man-made, because you can see stones that have been carefully aligned sticking out of it like ribs.
The newly discovered structure measures around 300 feet in diameter and appears to be many centuries old.
What this was for is unclear, but if it's ancient, it's a really extraordinary discovery.
I've never seen anything quite like it, and I'm really excited to discover what it actually is.
The mystery structure's location intrigues historians. It sits in a region which held great strategic value to countless civilizations, including the Greeks, Hittites, and Persians.
Turkey has been a land bridge between Europe and Asia for hundreds of thousands of years.
Because Turkey has been a crossroads for humanity, determining who built this and what it is a real challenge.
Alexandra suspects the structure's shape could offer a clue.
I wonder if this is a burial mound. Turkey's known for its incredible tombs, which don't look dissimilar to the structures in this image.
There is evidence of human habitation in Turkey stretching back more than 1 million years. The warriors and rulers who fought and died here have left their mark in the form of giant ornate tombs and mausoleums.
Turkey has ringed tombs that include the great tomb of King Antiochus I at the very top of Mount Nemrut.
So it's possible that this could be the lost tomb of an ancient ruler of this region.
The image coordinates guide Alexandra to an isolated valley north of the town of Nazilli. When she reaches the site, its true scale becomes apparent.
Oh, wow. It's huge. I knew from the aerial images that it covered a wide area, but this feels monumental. You would have been able to see it from all over this area, which of course is exactly what you'd want if you were a rich and powerful ruler.
As Alexandra explores the ruined structure, she discovers more evidence that it once served a ceremonial purpose.
What you don't realize from above is just how deep this depression in the middle is. It really does make me think there might be a ritual element to this.
The circle is perhaps humankind's oldest symbol. For some ancient peoples, it signifies eternity or the earth and the heavens. For others, it represents a gateway to the spirit realms and the afterlife.
Many cultures in prehistory have used circular structures as ceremonial locations. So the fact that this is a circle could suggest ritual use.
So many ancient sites are built around as a central area where the rituals took place. Just think of Stonehenge and other Neolithic sites.
Exploring further, Alexandra finds elements of the structure not visible in the aerial images.
Oh, look at this. Oh, that's amazing.
A series of arches up to 20 feet high line the perimeter of the giant circle.
This is just not what I expected to find here at all. It was clearly built by people with considerable technical skill.
The arches are evidence that the mystery structure is the legacy of an empire that ruled these lands some 2,000 years ago.
These arches are a classic giveaway. They date from the Roman era because the Romans developed arch architecture and turned it into as much a science as an art form.
The arch is a key component in Roman architectural mastery because an arch enables you to build up enormous structures which are very strong.
The structure did indeed have a ritual purpose. One that satisfied the bloodlust of tens of thousands of people.
It has these connected archways and this huge circular shape. I think this is a lost Roman amphitheatre. This is almost unbelievable.
The giant amphitheater has lain undiscovered for many hundreds of years. And that's not the only extraordinary thing about it.
If this is some lost Roman amphitheatre, then it's an absolutely incredible discovery. But there's something weird, because there isn't a single ancient reference to some big monumental structure being here.
What happened to it? Why did it fall out of the history books?
Coming up, Tomb of the Gladiators.
This is a time capsule, which might rewrite the history books.
And teleporting warships.
What are a load of American military vessels doing in the middle of a desert in China?
Drawn by a mystery structure emerging from the earth, Carrie Alexandra has discovered a lost Roman amphitheater in the mountains of western Turkey. One big enough to hold 20,000 people.
I could be standing in Turkey's answer to the Colosseum.
What puzzles archaeologists is that there is no mention of the giant amphitheater in Roman texts. Analysts turn to Rome's conquest of Turkey, known back then as Anatolia, for clues.
Anatolia was initially conquered by Alexander the Great, but subsequently fell into a series of smaller kingdoms and became one of the key arteries of trade between the East and the West.
Determined to gain control of these vital trade routes, in 190 BCE, the Romans begin a brutal 127-year campaign to defeat Anatolia's kingdoms. Once their conquest is complete, they embark on a plan to win over their new subjects.
They went about making life under Roman rule enjoyable. Make people want to be a part of the Roman Empire. And it's a lot easier to conquer them.
Blood sports play a key role in converting the locals to the Roman way of life.
After the conquest, amphitheatres emerged as a really important part of maintaining social stability throughout Turkey.
The very name arena is originally the word for sand. And the Roman populace was eager to see blood on the sand.
The Romans' obsession with mortal combat can be traced back to the Etruscans, the civilization who ruled much of Italy before them. Gladiatorial combat forms part of their funeral ceremonies, with the aim of giving the dead armed attendance in the afterlife.
The first amphitheaters were actually temporary wooden structures.
But over the time, they morph into these massive buildings, which were a central part of Roman life.
As the size of amphitheaters increases, so does the amount of bloodshed witnessed within their walls. During its 400 years of active use, it's estimated that 400,000 people and more than 1 million animals die in the Colosseum alone.
The roars of wounded animals and the cries of dying people were filling these amphitheaters, which acoustically were like megaphones, amplifying the sound of death.
It's not known exactly when this amphitheater was built, but discoveries made nearby could shed new light on the lives of those who fought here.
What's pretty amazing is that archaeologists actually found a gladiator cemetery, and they've studied their bones, and what they found is that they seem to have recovered from the injuries they sustained in the arena.
These were gladiators who had died of old age.
Studies suggest that while gladiators regularly sustain brutal injuries, only around 10% of their battles end in death. Some survive upwards of 150 fights, earning them vast sums and celebrity status for their deeds.
They were the superstars of the Roman era. Women would throw themselves at gladiators in the street.
They were seen as sexually desirable, and even their sweat was sold as an aphrodisiac.
Amphitheaters endure as a focal point for Roman life until the turn of the 4th century CE. But events then unfold which sound the death knell for these extraordinary structures.
As Christianity began to spread through the Roman Empire, it spelled the demise of the gladiator arena, because the Christian faith viewed the games as a sin.
So Rome outlaws gladiatorial combat, and they're abandoned.
Yet as Alexandra explores the hills around the lost amphitheater, she discovers clues that this one may have succumbed to a much more destructive force.
That looks like a wall. The structure in the aerial image isn't alone. There's other stuff here.
The untouched remains of several Roman structures litter the landscape, many of them consumed by the earth.
Look at that. Seems to be the top of an arch. I think there might be an entire Roman town buried beneath my feet.
At some point in the distant past, a mystery event engulfed the amphitheater and its town. Over the following centuries, it is lost to history before being revealed once more from the skies.
I think it's incredible when you just stop to consider what might be buried here. It's like a kind of Turkish Pompeii.
It raises some really tantalizing questions about what else could lie undiscovered on this very hillside.
Coming up, the $130 billion desert treasure trove.
It was created as little as 10 seconds after the Big Bang.
And the lair of the crocodile god.
They would sacrifice and mummify it, sending it into the afterlife.